UFC 319 takes place this upcoming Saturday, and as usual, I'm going to be giving you my predictions and breakdowns. Bless me, for the main card. Let's get straight into it, guys. Interesting card, very, very interesting card. To kick off the main card, we've got Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakara. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know much about either fighter, obviously. I know Kai made his debut against Pantoja. And he lost. He got submitted. But I do see Kai Asakara getting the job done with this one. I'm going to say he gets it done by a finish, probably a second round finish or a first round finish. His striking is very, very good. He has an elite level of striking, so it will probably be a fun watch for however long the fight lasts. Like I said, I don't know much about either fighter, so I can't really give too much of a breakdown on that, but my prediction is Kai Asakara to win via KO in the second round. We then move on to a middleweight bout, which is Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. And this is interesting, guys, because I know a lot of people have Michael Venom Page winning, which he probably will win. He's a master at point fighting, hitting and not getting hit. But I do feel like he is going to have to wrestle. And I do feel like Jared Cannonier, well, it's 3 rounds. So who knows? It all depends on how Cannonier comes out. And I feel like Cannonier might try to step on the gas quite early because he knows it's a 3-rounder. And I do feel like if Cannonier can mix in the grappling and get into the pocket, I do think he can give Michael Venom Page a hard night, man. But then again, Michael Venom Page is a master at hitting and not getting hit, so I can say all of this and then Michael Venom Page might just go out there and completely smoke him or put on a masterclass, however you want to call it. So it's a difficult one, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The odds ain't even here. They'll probably update in a couple of days. UFC website. Whoever's running the website, you guys need to be faster with this shit, man. But I'm gonna go with Michael Venom Page, just for the pure fact that he is a point fighter. He has mastered point fighting, and essentially, that is what fighting's about: hitting and not getting hit. So I'm going to give it to Michael Venom Page by decision. I don't see him stopping Jared. If there's anyone that's going to get a finish, it will be Jared. Well, I would like to think it would be Cannonier, but yeah, man, I'm giving it to Michael Venom Page on that one. Next up, we have Jeff Neal versus Carlos Pratas. And I'm not going to lie, guys, this one's not really a hard one for me to break down because Pratas has elite level striking. I do feel like he could have beat Ian Gary last time out. I feel like he started late. He got warm late and he forced the fight late. He should have done what he did earlier rather than later. But, you know, it's easier said than done. Obviously, Jeff Neal is Neil Magny in the welterweight division. I think Neil Magny's a welterweight, isn't it? But Jeff Neal is essentially that guy that's in the rankings, and he's not necessarily a gatekeeper. He's just one of them guys, you know. The organization like to feed him to the up and coming fighters, and we all know how dangerous Carlos Pratas is. And I can honestly see Pratas getting a finish. I'm sure he finished Neil Magny. I'm sure he did. So, you know, Jeff Neal is tough. But I just feel like it's 3 rounds. Carlos Pratas is going to come out steaming, forcing the action. I do feel like he's probably going to push Jeff Neal back quite a lot. And I feel like he's going to be able to land his knees. He has very good Muay Thai, so I'm going to give it to Carlos Pratas on this one. I'm going to say he gets it done by... The thing is, Jeff Neal's tough, man. I'm going to say Pratas gets it done by decision, but I feel like he's going to put a beating on Jeff Neal. That's what I do see happening. So he could get the finish, but I'm going to say a decision. Just because Jeff Neal has been around for a long time and, you know, he has faced a lot of decent guys. So, yeah, I think he will be quite tough to finish, but it wouldn't surprise me if Pratas does get a finish. But like I said, guys, personally, I'm going for a decision win for Pratas. We move on to the co-main event, which is Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. Lerone Murphy is obviously from the UK, Manchester to be precise. So it will be good if he wins, you know. But the question is, if he wins, does he get a title shot? Because I feel like if Aaron Pico is to win, he will probably get a title shot. Well, that's what everyone's saying because there's a lot of hype around him. And essentially, Lerone Murphy is getting Leon Edwards treatment. You know, Leon Edwards had to work hard for a long, long time before he got the title shot. And essentially, this is what's happening to Lerone Murphy. And I just feel like it boils down to the character of the two of them. They're quite chilled and very laid back, you know. They don't really do all the trash talk and all of that. So, you know, I don't feel like they get pushed like that. But it's an interesting fight. Obviously, some of you guys will probably know more about Pico than me because I don't know too much about him. I just know there's a lot of hype around him. Oh, listen, Lerone Murphy personally, for me, when I've watched him, he doesn't excite me, but someone doesn't have to excite me to make them a good fighter. And Lerone Murphy is a good fighter. He has very good striking. He can wrestle. You know, he has an all-round good MMA game. So this is going to be a very interesting fight. I don't know whether it's 3 or 5 rounds, but we're going to see some high-level MMA in this fight. The thing is, it wouldn't surprise me if this is quite a boring fight. I'm going to say Lerone Murphy by decision just because I have to stick with the UK brothers. You know, we need the MMA scene to grow and we need to be taken more serious. And until we have more champions, you know, more fighters in the rankings, we won't really be taken serious. So, you know what, I'm going to say Lerone Murphy by decision, guys. I know that's me being biased because he's from the UK, but hey, guys, I have to stick with the UK guys, man. It is what it is. Next up, we have the main event, which is Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. This is a very, very, very interesting matchup. And guys, some of you that follow the channel would have seen my video I dropped in February. I was giving my breakdown of du Plessis versus Chimaev. And I even have debates with some of my friends, you know, because most people I know, sorry guys, most people I know are picking Chimaev to win. And they think it's going to be very easy. Me, on the other hand, I can see arguments for both sides. For example, du Plessis' weakest point is probably his wrestling. And obviously Khamzat's strongest point is probably it is his wrestling. So if we're looking at weaknesses, du Plessis' weakness is the wrestling, but and Chimaev's strength is the wrestling, and it's a big strength. You know, he does tend to get his way with the wrestling. However, guys, I don't really see what everybody else is seeing. Call me crazy. And before I say what I'm about to say, remember, guys, I'm Nigerian. I'm not a fan of Dracus du Plessis. You gotta remember, I am Nigerian. So when he was saying all of that stuff about, you know, I'm the first true African champion, it did make me feel a type of way. I won't lie to you guys. Because obviously we've had Izzy, Francis, Kamari, whatever. But I can't deny what he has been able to achieve and what he has done. He has defended his belt, I think, is it 3 times now? His resume is quite good. He's beat Izzy, he's beat Robert Whittaker, he's beat Sean Strickland twice. So, you know, he's beat Darren Till. So I can't deny that he is a good fighter. As much as his style is very unorthodox, no one can solve it so far. And I can see that I can see Chimaev, you know, getting Dracus down and having his way. But you know what I can also see as well? Chimaev taking Dracus down and Dracus being able to get back up. Honestly. And I truly believe if du Plessis, honestly, you see with Chimaev, it's about weathering the storm. It's like Whittaker. I feel like if Whittaker could have weathered the storm against Chimaev, he would have beat Chimaev. But again, let's not even talk about it. Guys, it's a hard one, man. It's very hard. Me, I'm leaning more towards du Plessis because I just don't see Chimaev manhandling du Plessis the way he does everybody else. And I do feel like du Plessis is going to make Chimaev look small in that octagon. That's just my opinion. He makes a lot of middleweights look small. And when it comes to the stand-up, Dracus du Plessis' stand-up, as much as it's shit, is way better than Chimaev's. Way, way, way better. I'm sorry. So, you know, that's du Plessis' strength and that's Chimaev's weakness. People like Khabib are saying, oh, if I was Chimaev, I would stand up with du Plessis for the first couple rounds. He has better boxing. No, he doesn't. Chimaev does not have better boxing than du Plessis. I'm sorry. He doesn't. And that's just the truth. He actually doesn't. But I do think we're going to see a lot of, put it this way, it's going to be a back and forth fight. But I think if it goes to a decision, I do see du Plessis winning. I do think he's going to be able to outstrike Chimaev. And you see, guys, you know what this fight, for me, what this fight really boils down to? Heart and desire. And I know Chimaev has a big heart, and I'm guessing he's willing to die, but so is du Plessis, and we've actually seen du Plessis have to prove that. We haven't seen Chimaev tested. We haven't seen Chimaev have to go through the war, through a grueling fight. The only fight we've seen him kind of tested was Gilbert Burns. And I'm not being funny. If Gilbert Burns could do that to him, what do you think du Plessis would do? This is just my opinion. I'm not saying du Plessis is going to walk all over Chimaev. It's just, I see a guy in du Plessis who has the heart, the desire, who's going to keep pushing forward. You have to literally knock him out or submit him for him to stop coming forward and pushing. Chimaev, his gas tank is not the best. So if Chimaev is going to come out how he usually comes out, then in my opinion, he will lose this fight because I don't see I don't see him manhandling Duplessis. I just don't. I can't see it. And I keep having these sort of debates with everybody and, well, with one specific friend. But listen, I just don't see him manhandling Duplessis. I don't. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of Duplessis, but I have to say how I think it is. Duplessis' resume is better than Hamzat's. One thing I will say though, Duplessis has been able to be taken down by guys that don't have the same level of wrestling as Chimaev. And that's why, obviously, this is where we will see how good Duplessis' wrestling really is. And, you know, it could be a long night for him. But if I was Chimaev, what I personally think he should do is mix in the wrestling and the striking from the first round. And when I say mix in the wrestling, don't mix in the wrestling and try go for a submission. Just mix in the wrestling and get into certain positions where you can, do some ground and pound. Get Duplessis working. And I feel like if he can do that, because we've seen Duplessis get tired, even against Izzy, I think it was in the third or fourth round, he was a little bit tired. So I feel like if Chimaev can mix in the wrestling and the striking from round 1 and then maybe round 3, 4 push for the finish, then he could probably win. But I do think if he goes for the finish from as soon as the fight starts, I do think Duplessis will be able to weather the storm, and I do think Duplessis will end up winning by decision. And to be completely honest, guys, this is gonna sound mad. I know it will, but and this is gonna cause some uproar in the comments. Because I know some people like to talk a lot of shit about me, man, in the comments saying I'm delusional, this, that, and the other. But if Duplessis weathers the storm against Chimaev, if Chimaev comes out all guns blazing from round 1 and Duplessis weathers the storm for the first 2 rounds, I'm sorry, guys. He's going to finish Hamzat Chimaev in round 3 or 4. Remember I said it. If Hamzat Chimaev comes out all guns blazing in the first 2 rounds, Duplessis will weather the storm and finish Chimaev in the 3rd or 4th round. Remember I said it, guys. Just remember I said that. Yeah? So I'm picking Dracus Duplessis to win this fight. I don't know how he's going to win it. It's either going to be decision or finish in the 3rd or 4th round after weathering the storm. That's my pick. Because I just can't, I've been saying it for a while now. People can call me crazy, but I just don't see Chimaev beating Duplessis. You see, sometimes, don't get me wrong, there is levels to this shit. There is levels to this fighting game. But sometimes when a man just has that heart and that desire and the will to just carry on and walk straight into the fire and keep going. Sometimes those guys are the guys that are unbeatable. And I do think Dracus Duplessis is one of those guys. So I'm picking Dracus Duplessis to win either by decision or a finish. I don't know if it'll be a submission or KO. But if he weathers that storm, he's getting a finish in the 3rd or 4th round. That is my predictions for UFC 319, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll also be doing a live stream for this. So make sure you tune in for my live stream. I'll also, if you stay to the end, you would have seen the live stream pop up at the beginning of the video. The details for it. So make sure you tune in. You don't want to miss this. I'm going to do a live stream prior to the fights. And then I'm going to do a live stream for the main card. But I'm going to do a watch along, live stream, whatever you want to call it. But make sure you tune in, guys, to the live stream before, even after, because you're going to get to see more of me, my character, etc. So please tune in, like and subscribe, guys. It's Big Yems in a bit.